coffee still sitting where you left it on the wood. A half-written sentence I never understood. You walked out to get the mail, or maybe just some air, but the silence you left is a weight I have to bear. There was no slamming door, no cinematic. We're through, just a gap in the atmosphere that used to be you. I'm checking the porch light, I'm checking the street, but the pavement is empty and the air is bittersweet. The solid's running home of the clock on the shelf is telling me stories I can't tell myself. That you aren't just late and you didn't lose your way, you just ran out of words that you wanted to say. And it's an unsaid goodbye, a ghost in the room, a slow burning candle in the middle of the gloom. It's a cinematic tragedy of vulnerable lake, waiting for a promise that you didn't even break. I'm a nostalgic wreck in a soft synth haze, lost in the static of our 20-25 days. Yeah, the hardest part of the love that we had is the goodbye I never even knew that I was glad to have. I look at our messages, the blue turns to gray, a digital graveyard of a long lost yesterday. You didn't leave a note, you didn't leave a sign, you just stepped across a very thin invisible line. I'm a vintage heart in a high-speed world, watching the map of our future get furled. I'm repeating the how and I'm dwelling on the why, trapped in the middle of an unsaid goodbye. Did you decide in the kitchen? Did you know at the door that you couldn't be the person I was waiting for anymore? Give me a scream, give me a fight. Anything's better than this hollowed out light. Say something, just say anything. And it's an unsaid goodbye, a ghost in the room, a slow burning candle in the middle of the gloom. It's a cinematic tragedy of vulnerable lake, waiting for a promise that you didn't even break. I'm a nostalgic wreck in a soft synth haze, lost in the static of our 20-25 days. Yeah, the hardest part of the love that we had is the goodbye I never even knew that I was glad to have. I checked the ledger in my head, the debts that we accrued. I was the one who built the fire and gathered all the food. I was the anchor in the current when your waves were crashing high. I was the silver in the lining of your heavy stormy sky. I listened to your stories till I knew them all by heart, but you never learned the chapters where I'm falling all apart. I poured my spirit in a vessel that was leaking at the base, watching every drop of me disappear without a trace. The Soviets running home of the city feels so cold when you're left with empty pockets after giving in all your gold. That was a 2025 resolution you decided not to keep, while I'm still sowing harvest that you're never gonna reap. Because I gave more than I ever should've let myself lose. I was the one with the heartbeat, you were the one with the blues. It's a cinematic tragedy, a slow motion descent, wondering where The apartment's got a hollow sound, a vintage kind of vague, like a record that's been scratched until it's finally gonna break. I see the ghost of my devotion in the dust upon the sill. I'm the one who's paying for a love that's sitting on the bill. I changed my hair, I changed my tone, I even changed my dreams, trying to be the glue that held together all your seams. But you were looking for a savior, not a partner, not a soul. And I broke myself in pieces, trying to make you feel like home. Was I too generous? Was I too kind? Or was I just a girl who was beautifully blind? I'm a well that's run dry, I'm a battery drained, looking at the garden where only the weeds have remained. I gave everything, because I gave more than I ever should have let myself lose. I was the one with the heartbeat, you were the one with the blues. It's a cinematic tragedy in slow motion, decent, wondering where the best of my life and my energy went. I'm a vulnerable echo in nostalgic blue haze, spent 1,000 forevers trapped inside of your maze. Yeah, you took what you wanted and you left through the door, but I'm standing in the wreckage knowing I gave more. The Polaroids are curling at the edges on the wall, a little less color every time I walk the hall. Your voice in my head is losing its distinct vibration, like a radio signal drifting from its home station. I try to recall the specific way you'd say my name, but the pixels are blurring, nothing stays the same. In this 2025 winter, the air is thin and cold, and I'm losing my grip on the stories we told. The softer timing hum of the fridge in the dark is louder than the memory of our very last spark. I'm fighting the static, I'm fighting the gray, but I can feel the us slowly slipping away. And we're fading, fading like a cinematic sun into the shadow of everything we should have done. It's a slow motion blur, a vulnerable hum, watching the forever finally go numb. Nostalgic ghost in a soft and haze, lost in the fog of our better days. Yeah, it's a quiet kind of heartbreak, a desolate view, watching the me disappear from the you. I walked past the theater where we saw that indie film, but I couldn't remember the actors or the round, just a vague sense of warmth that's been replaced by the rain, a cinematic echo of a long distance pain. I'm checking the threads of our digital past, but even the data wasn't built to last. I'm a vintage heart in a high-speed world, watching the banner of our love get unfurled and then furled. Don't go, stay a little clearer, don't let the mirror get any bleaker. I'm terrified of the day I wake up and can't find your ghost in the steam of my cup. Stay in focus, stay with me. And we're fading, fading like Wine is still staining the rug by the chair. From the night we stopped breathing the same kind of air. You're still in the house, you're still in my bed. When I'm talking the shadows and ghosts in my head. We're going through motions, we're playing the part. But there's a cold digital winter inside of your heart. I reach for your hand in the 2020 process, but I'm touching a person who's already lost. The solid lights out and hum of the city tonight is the only thing keeping me focused on light. Cause your eyes are like windows and nobody home, and I've never felt more strikingly alone. It's a cinematic tragedy, slow motion fall to realize that love was the first through the wall. Before you packed up or you walked out the door, love wasn't living in here anymore. It's a vulnerable, like a nostalgic sting, watching the death of a beautiful thing. Yeah, you're still standing there, but the fire is thirst. We didn't leave together, love left us first. I'm tracing the memories like lines on a map, trying to find where we fell through the gap. Was it a Tuesday, a glance or a sigh? The moment the hello became a goodbye. We're two different frequencies out of the line, searching for signals and missing the signs. I'm a vintage soul in a high-def scene, just a flicker of static on a cold, glowing screen. How do you know what is still in the room? How do you breathe in this beautiful gloom? The ghost of our passion is haunting the hall, while we're just two shadows against the same wall. It's gone, it's already gone. It's a cinematic tragedy, slow motion fall to realize that love was the first through the wall. Before you packed up or you walked out the door, love wasn't living in here anymore. It's a vulnerable, like a nostalgic sting, watching the death of a beautiful thing. Yeah, you're still standing there, but the fire is thirst. We didn't leave together, love left us first. I checked the height marks on the pantry door, but I'm not measuring my inches anymore. I'm measuring the distance in the way I wake up, and the bitter strength of coffee in a single cup. I used to think that we were tangled at the root, two different branches sharing the same fruit. But the garden's gone quiet in this 2025 chill, and I'm learning how to bloom against my own will. So you join the pulse of the world outside is a rhythm that I finally don't have to hide. I'm shedding the skin that was built for your touch, realizing I was holding on to nothing too much. And it's a cinematic heartbreak, a slow motion change, finding the beauty in the lonely and strange. I'm going alone in a nostalgic haze, counting the lessons in my lost and found days. It's a vulnerable walk through a soft synth glow, learning the things that I didn't wanna know. Yeah, the us had to die for the me to be known. It's a quiet kind of power, growing alone. Growing playlist in the side of the bed, cleaning out the echoes of the things that you said. I bought some new plants for the sill in the hall, watching them reach for the light through it all. I'm a vintage soul in a digital age, finally brave enough to turn the last page. I'm not waiting for a call or a ghost in the dark. I'm just tending to the fire, protecting the spark. The soil is heavy, the winter is long, but I'm finding out that lonely is a different kind of strong. I'm stretching my shadows, I'm finding my height without you standing there to block out the light. I'm rising, I'm rising, I'm rising. And it's a cinematic heartbreak, a slow motion change, finding the beauty in the lonely and strange. I'm growing alone in a nostalgic haze, counting the lessons in my lost and found days. It's a vulnerable walk through a soft scent glow, learning the things that I didn't wanna know. Yeah, the us had to die for the me to be known. It's a quiet kind of power, growing alone. Growing alone. The city lights are blurring and the rivers of gold. A 2025 wind, bitter and cold. I'm sitting in the passenger seat of my own life, sharp edges of a memory, cutting like a knife. We had the conversation, we had the perfect timing, but we're a tragic poem that forgot about the rhyme. And I was 1 foot in the garden, 1 foot in the hall, waiting for forever that you wouldn't let fall. The software electronic hum of the dashboard light is the only company I'm keeping tonight. I was a heartbeat away from changing my name, but almost and never feel exactly the same. I was almost yours in a cinematic dream, ripping apart at every single seam. It's a vulnerable ache in a nostalgic haze, counting the ghosts of our nearly days. A slow pop tragedy, a sauce and blur, thinking of the person I almost were. Yeah, we reach for the sun, but we settle for the shores. I'm just a girl who is almost yours. I'm scrolling through the photos of the maybe we built, treading the water between the longing and the guilt. You were my favorite what if, my cinematic close, the one I wanted to be with the absolute most. But you kept a secret corner where I wasn't allowed, a patch of clear blue in an otherwise cloud. I'm a vintage record that you never quite played, a masterpiece of a love that was destined to fade. Heavy and reverb dreams, one breath away from the fire. How do I mourn a love that wasn't quite mine? I'm a shadow in the doorway, a ghost on the floor, reaching for a handle on a locked up door. So close, we were so close. I was almost yours, a cinematic farthest shores. I'm just the girl who was almost yours. The key is on the counter by the half-empty glass. I'm watching the hours of this December pass. I didn't wake you up, I didn't say a word. The loudest things are the ones that go unheard. The 2025 frost is creeping around the pane, while I'm trying to wash away the salt of your name. The soft returning home of the hole is a drone, reminding me I'm leaving, but I've been alone. I practice the speech and I practice the cry, but the ink in my heart is finally run dry. No cinematic rain, no screaming at the sky, just the weight of a heavy unspoken goodbye. It's a silent goodbye. No echo, no sound, just a slow motion heart hidden in the ground. It's a vulnerable blur in a soft synth disappearing into the middle of the night. I'm a nostalgic ghost in a cinematic scene, leaving the spaces where us used to be. Yeah, the world is asleep while I'm saying my flight, caught in the static of a silent goodbye. I see a silhouette through the crack in the door, the person I don't belong to anymore. I thought we'd be a fire that would never go out, but we're just a flicker of a shadow in doubt. I'm scrolling through the memories on my cold phone screen, one last look at the girl I have been. Then I slip out the front into the 2023. Yeah, leaving a forever that was never quite there. If I don't make a noise, does it mean it's not real? If I don't say the words, can I still start to heal? I'm a whisper in the hallway, a glitch in the dark, moving away from the very last spark. Shh, let it go, let it go. It's a silent goodbye. No echo, no sound, just a slow motion heart hidden in the ground. It's a vulnerable blur in a soft sunlight disappearing into the middle of the night. I'm a nostalgic ghost in a cinematic scene, leaving the spaces where us used to be. Yeah, the world is asleep while I'm saying my flight, caught in the static of a silent goodbye. The keys on the counter by the half-empty glass. I'm watching the hours of this December pass. I didn't wake you up, I didn't say a word. The loudest things are the ones that go unheard. The 2025 frost is creeping around the pane, while I'm trying to wash away the salt of your name. The sounded adding hum of the hall is a drone, reminding me I'm leaving, but I've been alone. I practice the speech and I practice the cry, but the ink in my heart is finally running dry. No cinematic rain, no screaming at the sky, just the weight of a heavy unspoken goodbye. It's a silent goodbye, no echo, no sound, just a slow motion heart hitting the ground. It's a vulnerable blur in a soft scent light disappearing into the middle of the night. I'm a nostalgic ghost in a cinematic scene, leaving the spaces where us used to be. Yeah, the world is asleep while I'm saying my flight, caught in the static of a silent goodbye. I see your silhouette through the crack in the door, the person I don't belong to anymore. I'm scrolling through the memories on my cold phone screen. One last look at the girl I've been. Then I slip out the front into the 2025. They're leaving a forever that was never quite there. If I don't make a noise, doesn't mean it's not real. If I don't say the words, can I still start to heal? I'm a whisper in the hallway, a glitch in the dark, moving away from the very last spark. Let it go, let it go. It's a silent goodbye, no echo, no sound, just a slow motion heart hitting the ground. It's a vulnerable blur in a soft synth light, disappearing into the middle of the night. I'm a nostalgic ghost in a cinematic scene, leaving the spaces where us used to be. Yeah, the world is asleep while I'm saying my flight, caught in the static of a silent goodbye. The calendar is turning to a year we'll never see, to a version of the future that was meant for you and me. It's 2045 and the snow is falling slow, like the ash of every fire that we used to keep aglow. You swore you'd be the one to keep the winter from my door, but the draft is getting heavy and I'm shaking on the floor. The sovereign rich sonic pulse of the heater in the hall is the only thing that's moving in this house at all. And I'm holding on to whispers that are turning into ice. I paid for you forever, but I paid the highest price. Now the ink is frozen solid on the pages of the past. I should've known that always wasn't built to last. In the middle of these cold promises shattering like glass, I'm watching every dream we had begin to pass. It's a cinematic heartbreak, a slow and blue descent, wondering where the warmth of every I love you went. I'm a vulnerable shadow in a nostalgic haze, lost in the wreckage of our neon light days. Yeah, the air is getting thin and the light is getting cold, but your promises are nothing but a story told cold. You said you'd be my anchor when the tide began to rise. Now I'm drifting in the harbor with the salt water in my eyes. I'm scrolling through the messages, the vintage glow of blue, back when your words were heaters and I believed in you. I see the ghost of us in the steam upon the glass, waiting for a sorry that's never gonna pass. I'm a soft scent tragedy, a girl inside a frame, tracing out the letters of a dead and frozen name. 1 degree away from a total heart stop, waiting for the heavy final silver rain to drop. You were my summer, you were my light. Now you're just the frostbite in the middle of the night. Why is it so cold? watching every dream we had begin to pass. It's a cinematic heartbreak, a slow and blue descent, wondering where the warmth of every I love you went. I'm a vulnerable shadow in a nostalgic haze, lost in the wreckage of our neon light days. Yeah, the air is getting thin and the light is getting cold, but your promises are nothing but a story told cold. The 2020 countdown has faded to a home, but I'm still standing here, staring where you're from. The dust is settling on the records we used to play, a museum of a life that you just threw away. I see your suitcase marks like scars upon the floor, leading to the empty space behind the bedroom door. The soft yet electronic pulse of the Wi-Fi in the hall is the only thing that's waiting for your shadow on the wall. The city's moving forward, a blur of neon light, while I'm the static image in the middle of the night. You found a new direction, a map I'll never see, and left a hollow outline of the girl I used to be. Now I'm the one left behind in a cinematic blue, a vintage heart still beating for the ghost of you. It's a vulnerable sadness, a slow and steady ache, watching every bridge we built begin to bend and break. I'm a nostalgic echo in a soft sin haze, lost in the wreckage of our better together days. Yeah, the world keeps spinning, but I've lost my mind, just a piece of your past that you left behind. I caught my own reflection in the window of the shop, waiting for the heavy, lonely silver rain to drop. I'm wearing your old flannel to keep the cold away, but it's losing all the scent of our yesterday. I see you in the stories, in the glow of someone's lens, making brand new memories with all your brand new friends. I'm a footnote in a chapter that you've already read, counting all the heartbeats in a king-size bed. Beside your station, a place to rest your head, or just the almost version of the life you wanted. I'm reaching for the anchor, but I'm drifting out to sea. How could you find your future by abandoning me? Left behind, I'm still here. Now I'm the one left behind in a cinematic blue, a vintage heart still beating for the ghost of you. It's a vulnerable sadness, a slow and steady ache, watching every bridge we built begin to bend and break. I'm a nostalgic echo in a soft synth haze, lost in the wreckage of our better together days. Yeah, the world keeps spinning, but I've lost my mind, just a piece of your past that you left behind. The streetlights are bleeding through the 2020 rain, Tracing neon patterns on the window pane. I'm sitting on the floor with the carpet still indented by the weight of a love that was only ever rented. The softer tumbling hum of the city feels so loud when I'm looking for your face in every passing crowd. I've got your old sweatshirt pulled tight against my skin, trying to find the warmth where the us used to begin. My phone's on do not disturb, but I'm disturbing the peace, waiting for the throb in my chest to finally cease. I'm a cinematic glitch, a frame that's out of place, still reaching for the ghost of your hand across my face. Oh, it's an aching heart beating in the dark, trying to catch a flame from a dead and frozen spark. It's a vulnerable blue, a nostalgic kind of sting, to be the only one who's still mourning everything. I'm a slow pop tragedy, a soft simpler, thinking of the happy girl I'm sure I used to be. Yeah, it's a heavy hollow rhythm, a slow motion depart, just me and the echoes of an aching heart. Everything about this feels so painfully official. I saw you in a dream, you were walking toward the light, while I was stuck in 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. I'm scrolling through the threads, through the vintage I love yous, back when we didn't have a single thing to lose. Now the static is the only thing that's talking back to me, in a room that's far too quiet for a memory. Is there a medicine for the space you left behind? A way to clear the forever out of my mind. I'm a masterpiece in storage, I'm a song you didn't play. I'm just the girl who's watching the colors turn to gray. It hurts, God, it hurts. Oh, it's an aching heart beating in the dark, trying to catch a flame from a dead and frozen spark. It's a vulnerable blue, a nostalgic kind of sting, to be the only one who's still mourning everything. I'm a slow pop tragedy, a soft simpler, thinking of the happy girl I'm sure I used to be. Yeah, it's a heavy hollow rhythm, a slow motion depart, just me and the echoes of an aching heart. The 2020 side winter is biting at the glass. I'm watching the people and the city buses pass. I finally took your toothbrush off the porcelain tray. It's the little things that steal my breath away. The soft head automatic pulse of the empty living room is a cinematic backdrop for this heavy kind of gloom. I'm looking at the leaves with only one name sign, leaving the wheat and the yards behind. I used to say your name like a prayer or a song, but now it's just a word for where I don't belong. The timeline's fractured, the screen is going gray, and I'm learning how to live in a brand new way. Because there's no more us, no more how was your day, no more secrets whispered while the record starts to play. It's a vulnerable heartbreak, a nostalgic kind of sting, to be a solo melody when saw a movie trailer for the one we wanted to see, and for a split second I forgot there was no we. I reached for my phone to tell you the date, then remembered that us is a closed off gate. I'm a vintage memory in a high-def world, watching the flag of our kingdom get furled. I'm reclaiming the coffee shops and the walks in the park, but everything feels different in the 2021 dark. No more see you later, no more I'll be home soon. Just the cold distant glow of a cinematic moon. I'm half of a heartbeat, I'm a ghost in the hall, learning how to stand up without leaning on your wall. It's over, it's really over, because there's no more us, no more how was your day, no more secrets whispered while the record starts to play. It's a vulnerable heartbreak, a nostalgic kind of sting, to be a solo melody when we were everything. I'm a slow pop tragedy in a soft synth light, relearning how to sleep in the middle of the night. Yeah, the world keeps spinning, but the engines gather rust. Now there's only you and me, and a whole lot of dust. The calendar is turning, it's the edge of 26, but I'm still stuck in memories I'm not supposed to fix. I was building up a castle while you were looking for the door. I was saving every penny while you were keeping score. The sobbing, a turning hum of the city through the pain. It's a cinematic backdrop for the ghost of your name. I realized today as I was folding up the sheets that I was the only one ever feeling the heat. I was reading all your silences as if they were a code, carrying the heavy half of every heavy load. I thought we were a symphony, a beautiful design, but I was the only one singing every line. In the end I realized that I loved alone, building up a kingdom on a hollowed out throne. It's a vulnerable heartbreak, a nostalgic kind of blue, to find out the us was just me wanting you. A slow pop tragedy in a soft synth haze, lost in the wreckage of my one-sided days. Yeah, the fire was bright, but I provided the stone. It turns out all along I was loving alone. I'm scrolling through the photos from the summer of last year. In every single picture I'm the only one who's near. You're leaning away, you're looking at your phone while I'm looking at you like you're the only thing I've known. I trade my 2025 dreams for a vintage kind of lie, trying to find a reason why you never even tried. I'm a masterpiece in storage, I'm a song you didn't hear, just a footnote in a story that you've made disappear. Was I too much, or were you just too small to hold the kind of love that could break through the wall? I'm exhausted from the chase and I'm tired of the fight, of being the only light in the middle of the night. I was there, you were just a shadow. In the end I realized that I loved alone, building up a kingdom on a hollowed out throne. It's a vulnerable heartbreak, a nostalgic kind of blue, to that the us was just me wanting you. A slow pop tragedy in a soft synth haze, lost in the wreckage of my one-sided days. Yeah, the fire was bright, but I provided the stone. It turns out all along I was loving alone. The 2025 countdown has long since bled away, leaving me with the leftovers of a cold and hollow day. I finally stopped looking at the driveway for your car, but I haven't had to live with this jagged open scar. The soft drum and hum of the hallway is a ghost of the version of myself that I used to love the most. I glued the pieces back, I thought the cracks were finally thin, but the winners found a way to let the heavy water in. And it's not a grand explosion, not a cinematic fire, just a slow and steady snapping of a high tension wire. I was standing on my own, I was finally feeling tall until I heard your name and watched the whole thing start to fall. Now I'm broken again in a soft synth blue, falling back into the habit of hurting over you. It's a vulnerable rhythm, a nostalgic kind of ache, watching every single man begin to bend and break. I'm a slow pop tragedy, a cinematic blur, searching for the girl I was before the us we were. Yeah, I thought I was a survivor, I thought the end was then, but I'm lying on the floor and I'm broken again. I walked past the coffee shop and smelled your favorite blend, and it felt like a beginning just to lead me to an end. The progress that I made is just a vintage dusty lie, a pixelated memory of a cloudless summer sky. I'm scrolling through the messages I promised not to read, hoping the wounds I didn't think still had to bleed. I'm a masterpiece in ruins, I'm a record with a skip, losing my balance on the edges of this trip. How many times can a heart be torn apart before there isn't any canvas left to make a work of art? I'm tired of the healing, I'm tired of the men, when I know the happily is just a prelude to the end. Now I'm broken again in a soft synth blue, falling back into the habit of hurting over you. It's a vulnerable rhythm, a nostalgic kind of ache, watching every single man begin to bend and break. I'm a slow pop tragedy, a cinematic blur, searching for the girl I was before the us we were. Yeah, I thought I was a survivor, I thought the end was then, but I'm lying on the floor and I'm broken again. I found the note you tucked inside my coat, the one I didn't wear until the air turned cold. It dated back to a Tuesday in July, when you still had that forever in your eye. I was always busy, always looking past the glass, thinking we had oceans of time that wouldn't pass. But seasons changed while I was looking for the sun. now I'm holding on to a race that's already won. The silence in this hallway is a heavy kind of blue. Every corner of this house is whispering of you. I finally had the words, I finally see the light, but I'm talking to a ghost in the middle of the night. And it's the hardest pill to swallow, the bitterest taste, to realize the treasure that I let go to waste. I'm standing at the finish line with no one left to see the version of myself that you needed me to be. I've got all this devotion with nowhere to go, a garden of roses buried under the snow. The timing is a cruel cinematic fate to finally realize I loved you too late. I'm playing back the tapes of every time you tried to pull me close and show me what you held inside. I was half awake, just drifting through the days. Now I'm wide awake and lost inside the haze. I'm calling up your number just to hear the tone, knowing damn well I'm just talking to a stone. I'm ready to be yours, I'm ready to be home, but the bird has already flown. And it's the hardest pill to swallow, the bitterest taste, to realize the treasure that I let go to waste. I'm standing at the finish line with no one left to see the version of myself that you needed me to be. I've got all this devotion with nowhere to go, a garden of roses buried under the snow. The timing is a cruel cinematic fate to finally realize I loved you too late. Why does the heart only wake when it's breaking? Why does the soul only crave what is forsaken? I'm shouting I love you to an empty street, while the rhythm of the rain matches my heartbeat. I'm so I spent 3 years reading the weather in your eyes, just to know if I should prepare for the rain or the clear skies. I turned down the volume on the things I had to say, so your ego wouldn't shatter, so you wouldn't walk away. I was a shadow in the corner of a house I helped to build, a vessel for your hollow parts that never quite got filled. I saw the red flags and I used them to make a bed, ignored the screaming warnings and I chose your heart instead. Now it's 2025 and I'm standing at the shore, watching all the years I lost go sinking to the floor. I finally found chose me too late. Look in the mirror and I don't recognize the skin of the girl who let the poison of I'm sorry settle in. I gave you my 20s like a handful of loose change. Now the way I try to love myself feels artificial strange. I'm picking up the pieces but the edges don't quite fit. I stayed until the fire died and then I sat and breathed the grit. I could've left at midnight, I could've left in June, but I waited for a miracle that wasn't coming soon. I traded in my power for a seat at your table, and I labeled us forever when we were never even stable. I chose